Get our ice cream. 1 ice cream, 2 ice cream.
2 ice cream.
I don't need that, thank you. Let's close the freezer. We're gonna make mini lunchbox cakes. Close the freezer. Do a really fun spin on mini cakes by putting ice cream in the middle. You can use any kind of ice cream that you like. You can use frozen yogurt if you want. But essentially we're gonna be making these, what I call them, ice cream patties. And you can keep these in your freezer, and then whenever you need to put these cakes together or you wanna have cookie sandwiches, you can just grab one of these patties and then kind of sandwich them. But yeah, we'll go over all of that. Today we're gonna do 2 flavors, strawberries and cream. And can you hold that up? Can you hold it up? This one's cookies and cream. So I'm my little assistant here. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So let's get started.
Mommy?
Okay, the first thing we need to do is get our ice cream patties ready. So take your ice cream and leave it on the counter for about 15 to 20 minutes so it gets nice and soft. Then grab your mold and add about 2 normal size scoops of ice cream to each cavity. Then use a butter knife or a spatula to flatten the ice cream out. We don't want any air pockets, so be sure to press down to make sure that it's completely filled and that the top is super flat so that it lays really nicely in between the cake layers. Once everything is filled, this needs to sit in the freezer for at least 2 hours. If you can do this the night before and plan ahead, that's really useful because we want these to be really firm so that they're easy to remove from the mold. So in this project, the freezer really is your friend. So whenever you're not working with the ice cream directly, always keep it in the freezer. So I just did the strawberries and cream, and now I'm gonna fill the Oreos or cookies and cream. Once the ice cream patties are frozen solid, we can remove them from the mold, and I'm going to stack mine in a double layer, separating each layer with some parchment paper. Now they're pretty easy to pop out of the mold, and I usually do a nicer show and tell whenever I take something out of a mold, but these ice cream little patty things really do melt on contact. So immediately just place them on your tray, and then once you get them all out, shove them right back into the freezer. Now once you're ready to assemble your mini ice cream cakes, the important thing is that we have to have everything ready on the counter before you go get your ice cream. So have your tools out, have your cakes out, have your frosting made. So I have whipped cream frosting sitting in the corner. I know it's out of the shot, but it's already made. And so by the time I go grab the ice cream from the freezer, which you're going to do one by one, so each one stays nice and cold before you add it to the cake, everything is just ready to go and you can start frosting. Now I have quite the mold collection, and I have 2 of these types of mini cake molds. They're from different manufacturers and they might have had slightly different dimensions, which is why my ice cream is kind of sticking out from the middle. And so if you run into that issue, also ice cream expands a little bit, whereas cake shrinks. So anyways, if you're having this issue, what I was doing was just taking the spatula and kind of shoving the ice cream and smoothing it out a little bit, but it didn't show up at all in the final product because I'm covering this with whipped cream, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, so now we're going to do a crumb coat on the cake using whipped cream frosting. Whipped cream just traditionally goes very well with ice cream cakes. It maintains a softer texture, it melts at a lower temperature so that even when you serve the cake semi-frozen, the whipped cream frosting is going to remain in a kind of softer state rather than buttercream. But if you want to use buttercream, by all means, use buttercream if you like to eat it kind of cold like that. Now for the crumb coat, it's just going to be a super light and thin application along the sides and top. And some people don't even do a crumb coat when they use a whipped cream frosting. I find that I can't get it to look as clean. I'm not that experienced with whipped cream frostings where I can get it just in one shot. So I will crumb coat, and then we're going to put this in the freezer for at least 20 minutes. Notice how I can touch the cake and not hurt the frosting at all. So go ahead and apply more for the top coat, spreading it all around the top, flattening it, and then allowing some extra to fall off the side so you can coat the side. Clean the paper with your spatula if you like, and then flatten off the top using a straight across motion using your spatula. Then I let that hang out in the freezer for about 5 minutes while I prepped the decorations. And for the strawberry and cream cake, I really wanted to incorporate something crunchy, so I just crushed up some waffle cones and I'm coating the bottom with it. Now at this point, whether I'm doing frozen cakes or regular cakes, I like to place my mini cakes in their container before I decorate the top. Kind of protects it and allows us to move the cake around more easily if we need to, and the top decorations are usually more delicate, so I don't have to worry about messing anything up. For the cookies and cream cake, I basically did the same exact thing. I just subbed in the cookies and cream ice cream patty in the middle, used whipped cream frosting to crumb coat and top coat the cake, and then I did a little bit of a different decoration on the top since it was an Oreo cake, so I added some mini Oreos to the top.